Welcome to another episode. We are so excited to be with you guys today. We have a really fun video. It is going to be all about, what would you say? Like what you actually used in the hospital, like personally, what you actually used in the hospital when you gave birth, what you maybe wish you had or will definitely make sure you have next time, things you didn't need but you brought.
Yeah.
And she is the queen of this. So I have a little list. I would like to have a little note here, a little disclaimer. I gave birth February of 2021, so we were technically still in the middle of a pandemic. Therefore, my delivery, and also we were in New York City on the Upper East Side, but like
and
smaller.
We had different deliveries. I delivered vaginally. You had a
C-section. So yeah, we're just going to kind of go through our lists and just kind of share with you guys what we actually used, what was helpful, and the things that we were like, oh, definitely didn't need this. For example, didn't need the Freedom vaginal kit because nothing happened down there, sadly. But anyways, we'll get into that later. First things first, let's go ahead and start with our Peaks and Valleys segment. Liesl, let's start with valleys. Let's always end on peaks.
Yeah.
What was your valley for the last week, if any?
Well,
Maybe you didn't even have one. I don't know.
It wasn't so... I mean, it was definitely a valley because I don't think he's ever been hurt like this.
Oh, no.
This badly before. So Zachariah, I think I was getting ready and Ian was with him in the living room. And if I remember correctly, he was running back and forth onto this like giant teddy bear that we have. And then I think he misjudged it. And he ran into the, it's not funny, but
into the wall.
Into the wall.
Oh,
but
honey.
like ripped up the inside of his mouth, like ripped up like this little, I forgot what, like.
Yeah, the dang,
it's like
the attachment from your lip to your gum.
Was bleeding.
I don't know if that's called.
It was, I don't know what it's called. Whatever it is. I know you can, it's like
Poor
a lip tie,
baby.
tongue tie, lip tie. Like the lip tie thing, but it's not a lip tie. Whatever it is. That thing that attaches your lip to your teeth gums.
Yeah.
But so all I know is that he cried so hard.
Oh, baby.
And there was just so much blood. Not to the point where like we thought we had to go to the hospital.
Yeah, but it was like
just,
his first, that was probably his first like real boo-boo.
Yeah.
Like he got real hurt.
Like really hurt.
Oh, baby.
So
how's he doing now? Is he okay?
It's fine. I think like legitimately the next day it was like almost gone and
I
day
will
two
say,
non-existent.
I was talking to Kellen, this is so not the same, but when you like bite your cheek or bite your tongue, it's phenomenal how quickly your mouth repairs itself.
Yeah.
Like it really is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, poor thing.
So
Has that deterred him from like running and jumping on the bear? Like has his behavior changed at all? Like,
No.
oh, I learned that that's painful? Or is he like, oh, I'm great. Let's get back to it.
I had to move it yesterday because it was like right on the corner and he was jumping on it and I'm like, this just seems like a split forehead moment.
Yeah.
Let me just move him back to where he was.
Yeah.
But no, he's been fine ever since. It was just
In that moment.
I heard it from I can't, like if the living room is here and our bedroom is all the way over here, I heard the thud from our bedroom bathroom and I was just like,
was there a
ooh.
pause and then
Yeah.
Because I feel like Ashton hasn't really gotten hurt because she's not even like walking yet.
Yeah.
But there are moments where she'll like be in her crib and she'll just roll and she'll go thunk and smack her head and I pause like smiling like I don't want to scare you but like are you okay? Sometimes she's okay, but the other day she went thunk and I was like, oh, that was kind of hard. And she kind of stopped, looked at me and went, I was like, oh, okay, that was hard. I felt it. I heard it. Oh, poor baby.
Because we pause
okay.
too when that happens because I would say 9.5 times out of 10 he doesn't react.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
and
I'm
it's
not going to
true.
react.
You watch kids like look to their parents. How am I supposed to respond to this? Like I'm stunned. I mean, of course, if they're really hurt, they're going to cry. But you see kids that like fall and then the parent freaks out and then they're like, oh my gosh, you're freaked out. You're supposed to be the stable one. So I have no idea how I'm going to be when Ashton gets older. But I will say I have a younger brother, my youngest brother. Hi, Sean, who has really... My poor parents. He got hurt so much growing up that hopefully nothing will be too shocking.
Yeah.
I hope. Gosh. Not going. I don't know. But anyways. All right. My valley. It doesn't have anything to do with Ashton. I got so behind on like housework. Not just picking up, tidying up. You kind of said
so
that
like
before.
me last week. Yeah.
But literally like, I'm not kidding. Just stuff everywhere. Like, it was almost like I made an effort to place things on all the edges. Like even I was opening an Amazon box because I got some organizational things I'm very excited about. Hopefully later today I'll be able to do that. But literally it was like baskets, and in between each basket were these little pieces of cardboard. And normally, like, it's not hard to just, like, put them in either a pile or in the trash.
Yeah.
And I turned around and looked at the table, and it literally looked like I flung them all over the place. I'm like, why are you everywhere? But what I did is because I didn't just put them in the trash right away, and this is, like, the smallest thing. There was so much other stuff. But I created a mess. Like, it built off of that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, anyways, it's still not fully picked up. Real talk. It's nice in this room, but the rest of the house is not very good. So we'll figure that. We'll tackle that later.
I picked up some of the mess last night, and I was very proud of myself.
Good for you.
Just one little
laundry.
It feels
good. I know. It feels good when you do it. It's just the hard part is like starting and doing it. So anyways. What is your peak from the last week?
I got cuddles.
Oh!
I got 30 minutes.
Zachariah is not a cuddly boy, would you say?
Let me clarify.
Oh. Is he?
He is with his dad.
Oh.
Mama doesn't get cuddles. The one that birthed him, that brought him into this world, that sustained his life for, I would say, a year.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with me. Like, will not, like, snuggle, doesn't want me to hold him. Very rarely. If I'm the only option, then sometimes. But more often than not, like, dad as the one. Oh. But I got cuddles. And I was just like, this is heaven.
You just pause. You, like, don't breathe. You're like,
just like, I'm not doing anything. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not adjusting. Aww. We're just going to sit here.
How long did it last? A while?
One episode. So 25 to 27
episode of
minutes.
What? Tell us his favorite show. Or what was it? Was it what
I think it was Dinosaur Train, I think. But he's also on this Don Quixote. Not Don Quixote, the ballet. Donkey, like an actual donkey.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, it's probably like not Don Quixote. It's probably Donkey.
Yeah, when I heard ads for it, I was like, what? So they're doing like a ballet for babies? It's a donkey, I guess, from like one of the characters.
A play on a very famous.
Well, I guess it was a character on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Oh,
I don't know.
Yes, that is true.
I don't remember.
Any Mr. Rogers Neighborhood fans out there? That was great. I was trying to look that up the other day, actually, to play her like the originals because he was great. Couldn't find it yet, but
I think on some of them are on Netflix.
Oh,
this
really?
Is a tangent. Sorry,
guys. PBS. Well, shoot. What do your kids watch? I've heard these are the things like was Ashton's 6 months, so we're not there yet.
Yeah.
But I've heard, just wait till they get hooked on Coco Melon. Don't know what it is.
We are not a Coco Melon household.
Yeah, I don't even know, so I can't even have an opinion. But Coco Melon's one big one. I don't even know. Do people still watch Sesame Street? Is that still a thing?
Yeah,
It's still popular.
I don't feel like it's as popular as some of the others. But I feel
there's
like
so much programming for kids now, directed at kids now. I don't know that all of them should be watched by children, but
we just don't watch any of the ones that are annoying. Yeah. We think Coco Melon is annoying.
Is it the song, the characters, or just
the whole thing? But it also, sorry guys, this video took a turn. There's some shows that we feel like model bad behavior because they're trying to show kids and toddlers how to fix or how to deal with that. But then it's like, well, why are you showing them the bad behavior when they weren't even thinking about that as a
Got it. Like maybe that's something that should happen in the future when they actually start potentially even at least have the knowledge of that behavior and then enter in let's fix it rather than that makes sense.
You're upset and it's like, oh, I should be upset so I can do this. I can sing this song. Or even I think I've heard with Coco Melon, like they have like vegetable songs and it's like it's teaching kids like, oh, vegetables are gross when if that's not an issue, like
if they
why
like
tell them?
Why So for Zachariah, not right now. Not
right
the
now.
thing.
All
right. Well, great.
What was your peak? Sorry.
Oh my gosh. So my peak. No. We talked before how our children don't like the stroller. We went for a very long walk as a family, and she was so happy the whole time. I could almost cry right now because that's been like my dream.
Was she flipped out?
She was flipped out now. Because before, she did not want to be out. She wanted to be looking at us. Totally get it. She was like, this is overwhelming. Her first walks in the stroller were in New York, in Brooklyn, but still, there's a lot going on there. And she was like, oh, no. So then I would put like a gauze swaddle, like the big ones that are breathable. over to kind of like cocoon her in. And she liked that a little more. But then it would kept blowing off. So I was like, this is not worth it. But here, last night, I think it was 2 nights ago, we went on a long walk. Facing out, she had like her little teether, completely content. And it was like a 45-minute walk. And then we came home and she didn't go to bed, actually. She didn't nap. She only took 2 naps. So kind of...
She might be there, though.
It got a little squirrely. Maybe she is. Oh, she's growing so fast. So anyways, I was pumped because it's my dream. That was like an expectation and a fantasy of mine as a mom to go for a walk in the stroller and have my child not be like, let's go home. Get me out of this chamber. So yeah, so I'm pretty excited. But anyways, shall we jump into our hospital video?
Yes.
All right. So, Liesl, what was the first product that you brought and used? Or like, what did you actually need?
What I recommend probably the most, because I feel like all of these you need, but like I think the number one clutch item was an extra long charger.
Or, because I have that too, I wrote phone charger or a portable one. Kellen has like, literally it's a brick. I'll link it below, but it's literally a brick. And so then it's portable. It can go around and it has multiple USB or just regular iPhone charging cords to it so that you can kind of bring it. But yes, extra long charging cord I think is obviously the more cost effective answer because you can get 6 foot, 10, 12 foot ones for
I think
pretty
ours
cheap.
were 10 feet.
Yeah, definitely a must.
Whatever it was, let's be honest, whether you have a vaginal delivery or a C-section, you're in the hospital for, I would say, at least 48 hours.
Yeah.
I labored for 20 hours in the hospital, and the phone is just necessary at this point.
Well, you want to keep people up to date. You also want to pass the time because you're in pain.
Yeah. And once you get the epidural, if you choose to get an epidural, then you're just passing the time, waiting to be dilated to 10 centimeters.
Yeah.
And then after delivery, you do want to be able to contact people, and it was just nice to have. I can't imagine having like a 3-foot regular one and having it dangling from the wall or being like, babe, can you hand me my phone? Like, that just doesn't seem...
Well, the funny thing, too, is Kellen would, like, charge my phone. He would, like, give it to me to plug my phone in. I'm in the hospital bed. I'm holding Ashton. He goes to sleep, but he had been up for a long time, too. So he crashed. I'm yelling for him. Nothing. Because he has his phone on, like, with some music or sound machine. I called him. I was like, and he answers it. I'm like, hello. I'm like, can you come here and help me, please, for a second? I have to pee and I can't stand up. But, yeah. So definitely charger is a must.
Yes,
Portable
some sort of
long.
extra long to get you charged while you have your phone here and potentially your baby here, or just to distract you from contractions.
Whatever it is, trust.
What was something you needed?
So this is funny. This is something I was so glad that I had, which probably sounds maybe silly, but just if you have a toiletry bag, think of you're like going away for the weekend. I brought that. So I had a little bit of dry shampoo, deodorant. Those are my top 2 things.
Deodorant,
because I ended up being in the hospital for 4 days. I ended up having an emergency C-section and then just some things went down. I went to the hospital. I was admitted like Monday afternoon, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and didn't leave till Thursday night at 11 o'clock at night. So we were there long enough to where I definitely showered 2 times, 3 times, because it just, hospitals, to me, I know they're sterile and clean. I didn't feel clean in there. I was like, I'm sweating, I'm stressed out. There was a lot going on. Nurses.
You sweat a lot postpartum.
I don't think
no one really talks
That's
about
true.
that, but the amount of sweat I had in those first 2 weeks postpartum was insane. Yeah. So I feel you on the gross.
But yeah, just like your toiletries, a hairbrush. Like, maybe you won't be that person who wants that. I just I needed to
run a brush through your hair.
Well, and when you're it's not just from the point of delivery. However long you've been laboring prior to that, you're not doing your hair.
No,
you're not fresh. Like, I was sweating like crazy all the way leading up to the C-section, contractions a minute apart. And so I was sweating. So by the time we had her and I had the okay to take a shower, I was definitely in the shower. So that, and along with that, bring your own towel. They do have towels. There's a lot of people that use them and they're not very soft. So you want to be you want some soft things around you after you've gone through what you went through.
I didn't end up showering in the hospital, so I was too... There was a lot. There's just a lot going on, so I don't know.
I needed to. But yeah. Okay, what's another one?
Chapstick.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
I don't really think we need to elaborate on it.
Yeah.
You just need chapstick.
Yep. straight up chapstick. This kind of goes in line with the comfies, but I brought, again, this won't be for everyone, but I ended up being there longer. Therefore, I was grateful to have this, which I brought my own pajamas. And I even brought a robe, like a very thin, not a thick plush, like giant robe. It was just like a cover, because I also wanted the ladies to be very accessible, but not in a hospital gown. They're not soft.
They're so scratchy.
They're not comfortable. So I was
You don't want to deliver in a nice robe. But I will
once all the mess is cleaned up and it's you and your baby and you just have these like bonding skin to skin moments. You want to be in comfies and you want to have skin to skin be quick. So for me, I had like this really like light kind of stretchy robe, and I loved that. That I will definitely have next time too.
I put that on what I will have for next time, because I brought a robe like that as well. Once I was like, all of the stuff was cleaned up. You know, he was bathed, he was cleaned up, I was cleaned up. I just didn't want to put him back in all this stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess I do think it's a necessity, just because I feel like it made me feel better, and anything that can make you feel better.
Yeah, you want to
under those fluorescent lights and in a hospital bed is necessary. Yep. So I guess I will switch that to, I think it's necessary for you to bring something comfy that's not a hospital gown to change into. Yeah, personally,
totally agree. It really did make a world of difference, because once I put that on, I was like, I feel a little bit more relaxed. I think, but I'm that type of person where I really am sensitive to my environment. So once I put that on, I'm like, okay,
you can breathe.
I can't walk.
A little bit.
I'm like, this burns like crazy, but I'm okay. The other thing, I have a theme here, which is like, what is going to make me the most comfortable? I brought my own pillow. And that was like because my husband is an overpacker. And so he's like, let's bring this and that and the other thing. And I was like, we're not going to need that. So grateful to have my own pillow, because again, I will say, I do think it depends, like the hospital that you are delivering in, what the resources look like, how big and comfy the room is. Like I said, we were in New York City, so we had a great size room for being in New York, but it still wasn't huge. But due to COVID, and there's some interesting things that happened that I won't go into, I like never had a nurse come in, basically. So there wasn't, and when I would call for things to come in, I mean, it wouldn't happen. So that being said, having my own pillow, because you're laying on these pillows the whole time you're there. You can't stand up and walk around the whole time. Like, I know they want you to, and I did. But when you're laying in that bed, it's like, I had 2 flat pillows, and that was it. So Kellen and I both, bonus tip for dad, bring dad his own pillow and a soft, comfy blanket. Because there's nothing really in that environment that's comfortable. You're not in a hotel. Let's be honest. You can try to glamorize it as much as you want. You're not in a hotel. Hospital beds are not comfortable to me personally. So bring your own like bedtime stuff. You might want to toss it when you're done or really sanitize it. But that was super helpful. Like that again helped me be like, okay, I'm a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
So that was a good one.
Let's see. A hair tie or a scrunchie. Again, self-explanatory. Because as much as you want those beautiful glam photos, if you're laboring, you don't... I mean, there were points earlier in the week when I was laboring, because I think it's called prodromal labor, where I basically labored for 5 days before I got induced. But there was a point that Monday that I just wanted to be naked. I wanted everything like off of me. I didn't want anything touching my skin. And I just feel like a hair tie is just necessary. Also, if you're like nursing or feeding your baby,
and you have longer hair,
you just don't want
really
it.
Any hair. Yeah.
Like just here. It's just, you just want, anyway, self-explanatory. You need a hair tie.
Yeah. Agreed. Totally agreed. The hospital will give you socks with grip. They will put them on you. But they're, again, crunchy, hard.
Oh, mine were soft.
Mine were not soft.
I stole mine.
Yeah, mine were not soft. So, but I did come prepared, and I'm glad I had them, which is I went on Amazon and I bought, I think it was like a 6-pack, a 10-pack. It was too many. I still haven't used them all, but I'm like, it's worth it. Of just like the super plush socks, but with the rubber grip on the bottom. Literally, as soon as I was wheeled up into recovery, I had Kellen help me put some of those on, and I swapped those out every day. And that also helped feel like, I'm putting something fresh and clean on. Like I would take a shower and then, wear flip-flops in the shower too.
Yeah.
I didn't
Just
write that
wear
down, but
flip-flops.
just wear flip-flops or some sort of like...
I put those down.
Oh, good. Yeah.
You need flip-flops or slides because I feel like with any birth, you're not bending over to put anything on. You're bleeding. I don't know if you were bleeding, but I was definitely bleeding. So you're not tying shoes. We're not
When you have a
tying shoes.
C-section, bending at the waist is not fun.
Yeah.
Like you have a big incision that's like a lot's happening there, so you don't want to... Yeah, you don't want to squish it. Not the best.
Slides or flip-flops you
Yeah.
just need for the hospital. I don't want to say don't bring sneakers, but you probably shouldn't bring sneakers.
Yeah, it's so funny because it was snowing, so I had to put sneakers on to go out, and I needed Kellen to help me, but I didn't bring the right sneakers because, again, when you're in labor, you're not thinking straight. And I didn't think as far ahead as to be like, what shoes do I need to wear? It was just when we left the house, it was snowing. And then when we left the hospital, there's still snow on the ground. So, but when you have to brace yourself, even to pop on like a slip-on shoe, you still have to I was like, why did I do this? Kellen helped me. But yeah, that was tennis shoe. Wear slides. If you can, wear like
Or
slip-on.
something that you can just slip in and out of.
Yeah, definitely.
Nursing bra or two.
Oh, smart. Yep. I didn't bring those.
You didn't?
No, I just was free as a bird the whole time. And then when it would drip, I was like, well, yeah. You should do that.
I think especially, but you didn't have visitors.
I did not have visitors. We weren't allowed to have visitors. True.
So I just needed, especially like if like my robe was like, hello, like
here's my nipple.
I just needed something that was a little more secure and it felt nice, especially when in those first few days of breastfeeding, you want something that's like going to keep your nipple from rubbing up against something else.
Yeah.
So I would say a nursing bra or two was really helpful and I felt like I needed it in the hospital.
That's good. My last thing, and again, I feel like going forward, I will be more prepared. But the last thing I brought that I thought it was actually Kellen, I was like, we're not going to need that. That's so unnecessary. And then after the fact, I was like, thank you, was a Polaroid camera. This is so extra. You don't need it. But we took so many pictures with the Polaroid, and there was so much that we were kind of processing through of just what had happened, that our phones were next to us, but we weren't really on them as much as I thought we were going to be post-delivery, But we had, here, please hold. So we took Polaroids, and then we got this Polaroid photo album. I'm not going to go I'm not going to show you too much because, like I said, I was just, woo, let's have fun. No, it was not fun. But it was just more like, I put all of our, and then we have little letters to each other. But anyways, we got a little photo album. And so we put all the pictures. So now it's like a really special little memento that we have from the hospital.
I would say that's necessary.
So I
if you
feel
have
like
something.
It's extra. It's not a necessity. But if you have the means to do it, or you can borrow someone else's Polaroid camera, a lot of people have them. Like, nostalgia is huge. I just think this is really sweet to kind of just get some of those classic moments, that are like tangible. So yeah.
I have one more. Because I feel like after watching a lot of these videos, I feel like people think, I want a cute going home outfit. I want to match my baby. I want this. As much as you want that, what you really need is something loose and comfortable to go home in. More than you need like something cute.
Yeah.
I remember registering for it. I'm like, if nobody gets it for me, I'll just buy it. But I ordered this tank top jumper that was like super baggy. It just like not glazed over, but like just kind of
flowy, kind of
flowy,
just like
because you've got like your stomach is still shrinking down. You just don't want anything that's constricting. And I gave birth in the middle of July, so it was hot when we left. And I was hot and it was just a whole thing. But I just wanted something that was easy for me to get on, that I could walk out of the hospital and that was dark.
Yeah.
That was dark.
Dark colors. That's so true.
So more than you want a cute outfit, make sure it's something that
functional for how you will be feeling after you give birth.
You probably won't be wearing the same leggings that you walked into the hospital with. Yep.
I kind of thought I would. No. I wore a pair of sweatpants out. I was glad I had those.
Yeah.
Actually, it was like a looser pair. Because when you're pregnant, you actually like the
support.
Support, yeah. But as soon as you give birth, it is funny. And if you have, I don't know how it is vaginally, but like C-section, you don't want a waistband, or even, I didn't wear, you have the mesh underwear, which is nice, but I didn't want a waistband even being anywhere near that incision, rubbing it, because it's not like, I mean, they're not wrapping you with like gauze. It's just the incision and some steri strips. So yeah, you want something that's like, I would say like maybe higher waisted in a way, like belly button level, and loose, like you said, loose drawstring or like, or a dress. If it's, see, I'm thinking so winter. I hope next time to deliver, whenever we have another baby, in a warmer climate, so that I can just even wear like I don't know, a maxi dress to just be like one piece of fabric and we're done. So,
all right, what you don't need. There is a lot that you don't need that the hospital provides. At least
I had no
pre-pandemic, post-pandemic. If it makes you feel better, you can bring, but you also have to carry all of that stuff out. Plus a baby, plus a car seat. So you don't need diapers and wipes. They have them. They have tons of them. That's what they're there for.
So many.
You don't need nipple cream. If you want like an organic one.
It's on mine too.
You don't need it. You don't need, if you have a vaginal delivery, you don't need to bring your own peri bottle. They will give you one in the hospital. Mm-hmm. If you have the Frida one, I've seen it. It looks great. I just don't want to bring in extra stuff that I can leave at home. And I would want to sterilize it. So let me just sterilize it and leave it at home, as opposed to like bringing it into a germy environment, taking it back out. You might hate me for this. You don't need a going home outfit for the baby.
Yeah, I'm with you. It was the middle of winter when we delivered. So I wanted to have an outfit for her, but I'm like, even so, it's the lighting sucks in this room. We're not getting home in the daylight. Like,
if you have one, cool, but you don't feel like you
don't feel the pressure.
Yeah. We had like an outfit or a onesie, but we had other outfits, and to be honest, he didn't really fit into it because he was so tiny. Yeah. But it wasn't like I stressed over like, we should coordinate and we should do this.
I think especially with the first maybe, but I do think it's a lie that having the perfect going home outfit will make that any more special. Yeah. You just had your baby. Like, there's nothing else, even the cutest little outfit, that will make that more special. And my whole thing was like, let's get home. Let's figure it out the next day. Yeah. We put something on her and took some cute photos, and it was literally just the same. So if you want to do it and you can and it works out, great. But if you can't do it, I am here. We are here to tell you, don't feel bad. Don't put that pressure on yourself, because you just did the craziest thing a human body can do. You don't need the pressure of like a little tiny piece of fabric that they're going to grow out of in 5 minutes.
And the hospital gives you a onesie.
Yeah, and they're cute. We save them. They're so cute to like wrap. Yes, it's so cute.
So you don't really you don't need it. If you have one, cool, but don't feel like Instagram or
it's more just don't feel the pressure that you have to have it, because you don't. You don't have to have it. That's
Let me just go through the rest of this. You don't need a water bottle. Do not take up room in your suitcase or bag to bring a water bottle unless that really makes you feel so much better. They have water jugs. We had a giant 32-ounce one. I've got 3 because we had 4 different hospital stays. So I've got 3 at home that I took. You don't need pads.
Yep, they have so many.
They will give you, and I stole some of these because they are so soft.
They're great, actually.
These mesh underwear, they have them. You don't need pads. I brought
some of those, didn't need them. Yeah. Because it was like, am I just going to use the ones that they're handing me, or am I cut open, gonna go dig in my bag? You know what I mean? No, just leave all of that at home.
They've got it for you in the bathroom. Yeah. You don't need Dermaplast. They've got tons of it. Again, it's a hospital. And you don't need to bring your own painkillers. It's a hospital.
Yep. The only thing that I have that like doesn't line up with any of those is I had an emergency C-section, so everything I brought that was related to care down there, I didn't need. So I will just say, if you have obviously a planned C-section, then you'll know. If you bring that stuff and you end up having a C-section, let me just tell you, it's going to be okay. You're going to be fine. I feel completely normal now, like as far as recovery and healing. And who knows, maybe next time I'll have a VBAC. But like she said, even if you are planning a vaginal delivery, like they have, it sounds like everything that was in that kit, they have it there. So don't take up space, I feel like, in your bag, because what you said at the beginning was so true. You can bring your bags in, your husband can be holding stuff, you can, because you need a car seat and you need to bring out all of your stuff. But guess what?
And a baby.
At the end of delivery, you have to bring yourself out. Like nothing else, just you got to think about just this. And like when I left the hospital here in California, my other hospital stays were, they wheeled you out in a wheelchair. Yeah. They weren't allowed to. In New York, they would not touch me with a 10-foot pole because I had a positive test, even though I didn't have. It's a whole thing. We'll go into that maybe another video. But I had to walk to the elevators, go down, however many flights. But I was not holding the car seat. Yeah. You can hold your baby, but she was in the car seat ready for the car. So he had all the bags plus the baby. He had to do a couple trips. And it was just me. I was just trying to get myself to the car. So keep that in mind.
Basically, you probably aren't carrying anything outside of the hospital other than your baby. Whether I was wheeled out and it was just me in the wheelchair with Zachariah. But I mean, Ian had to carry everything else out. So all of the stuff that you think you need or you're going to want to have, remember someone's got to take that out. Plus your 4 to hopefully not 11-pound baby.
But you never know. Could happen. But yeah.
Now, what I wish I would have had that I didn't, that I will bring next time, assuming, knock on wood, that I make to the hospital, because my biggest fear is having an at-home birth.
Really?
Unexpectedly. Oh. Like delivering in the closet, like, who was it? Jade Roper?
Someone did. I remember that.
And then somebody else I follow on Instagram.
Wouldn't it be so nice to just get it over with?
No.
Oh, I think so. Lord, I will do that. No, just kidding. Okay, but what do you wish you had for next time?
I will say I wish I had my own blanket and pillow. They said, because they gave us the 2, but I think next time Ian and I will definitely bring our own pillows. I brought my own pillowcase because I had braids and I wanted to make them look nice. So I had a silk pillowcase, but I did not bring my own pillow.
That was definitely a game changer.
And it got so cold in our hospital room. And they said, no, that's the drugs. That's the epidural. And I'm like, my husband is cold. Can you turn up the heat? Yeah. And they give you like the thinnest
blanket. They're not blankets. I won't even call them blankets.
So I will bring my own blanket and pillow next time.
That's a good one.
For sure.
So this is going to sound really funny, but this sounds so extra as well, but I'm going to do it next time. I actually bought it this time, but then the way things progressed, it wasn't the one thing that wasn't in the bag, and I kind of wish it was. But we'll insert a photo maybe, but just like the wiry twinkle lights that are on a battery pack.
Yeah.
I would bring those. Not to string up everywhere, but the lighting is so harsh. And when you have a baby who's sleeping and you want to see something but not everything, the way the lights were set up, at least in our hospital, 2 or 3 switches, but one switch was not near enough. The other switch was directly overhead. That's not nice. And then the other one was the whole room. So it was gosh, I wish we had a little bit more ambient lighting. You also have the lights from just if you have a machine that you're hooked up to, and you don't want that to be the only light you see is your vitals or, if they're checking your blood pressure. It's just, there's something, again, I'm a very environment heavy person where I'm if it's peaceful, I'm more at peace. So I know that sounds so funny, but they're small. They don't take up room, and just flipping them on in the middle of the night when you're up for those feedings and you want to illuminate your baby without blasting all of the fluorescent lighting. I'm really excited to try that next time.
That's a good idea. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. But I feel like the lighting at Cedars was decent. I don't really remember. Maybe I was just tired.
That's what I'm saying. All this really is based on the hospital too. So I also think we were there for so long that I'm if I have to turn these lights on one more time, which I did. So yeah.
Now, what I think everyone should bring to the hospital is a giant bag or a giant suitcase. Oh. Not to bring stuff in, but
just stock up.
Stock up. Everything in that room gets thrown away if you don't use it or you don't take it. Yeah. So we had the greatest nurses, -1, but I digress. But they said everything in this room gets thrown away. So whatever you want, take.
Which makes sense, because if you think about, I'm the next mom in here, you don't want things from the previous mother. No. You know what I mean? They're not recycling that.
Even though these weren't used, I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So and I didn't think about that till you told me. So I'm like, oh my gosh, next time they had really stocked the room too, because they thought I had. So because of that, they were like, we're not coming in if we don't have to.
Yeah.
And so they had a lot, and I didn't even think about it. And then when you told me, I was like, oh, we gotta take all this.
All of it. Every time you get like halfway through a wipes pack, just throw it in your bag. They are going to replenish it. They're not paying for it. I don't know if this is wrong to say, but the nurses aren't paying for it. They're paid to help you.
Yeah.
They're there for you. So if you run out of stuff, they have to replenish it. Just take all of the diapers, everything that you can possibly, that isn't bolted into the wall that you can't remove, is yours for the taking. Take extra dermaplast if you need it. I wish I would have asked for more. Take extra, just take it all. Take everything in that room.
Well, and having a baby is expensive. So if you can cut costs right there in the hospital, like get a jump right there.
Our birth was, I looked at our itemized cost, and it cost us $68,000 to have Zachariah.
It's crazy.
So,
and if you're not watching in the United States, you're probably like, what? Because there are a lot of people that have more like socialized medicine.
We didn't pay for it,
but
obviously, but someone's paying for this hospital
it's
stay.
a lot of money. So, but when you get home, the last thing you want to do is be like, oh shoot, we don't have enough this, that, or the other thing, because you're both probably tired and exhausted. Yeah. One of you has just given birth, so you don't want to be getting up. You can't get up and run to the store. So yeah, bring as much home as you can. Next time I will do more of that.
Giant suitcase.
For sure.
Ladies. Yeah. Gigantic.
Yeah.
The biggest one you can find. Bring 2.
For sure. For sure. Absolutely. Mine is similar to yours in that I brought my own pillow, and we brought Kellen a really like comfy blanket and comfy pillow. I'll bring my own blanket next time. Nothing huge, doesn't even be like a king size, but just more of like a soft, comfortable blanket because the blankets weren't good. At one point, Kellen came and laid with me and Ashton and brought the blanket over, and we all took a nap together. Yeah. He was like side and had the rail up, like, so no, it wasn't comfortable. But actually, after I gave birth and everything, I just wanted to be close to people because your hormones, and you just like, my family's here. So it was nice for, a little nap, but that was not realistic for it. We didn't sleep together like at night. It was just like, let's take a little nap together. Yeah. It was just a sweet moment. But yeah, own blanket would definitely be one.
Yes. This was in your necessities, but I felt a lot better having left the hospital with a little bit going on. So I would say, like, if that's you, I felt so much better having a little mascara and a little blush and some concealer. I didn't like do a full face because that's not me in that moment.
Yeah.
But I wanted to leave the hospital with some mascara, some concealer, a little life in my face.
Yeah. Same, especially when you're so tired, because at that point you really haven't slept in days, so.
Just a little like, hello, I'm awake. I'm not, but my eyelashes say I'm awake.
Well, it makes it kind of an exciting event. Like, we get to leave. I'm getting ready to go back into the world with my baby.
Yes, I spent so much time in the hospital.
Yeah,
leading up to it, and I'm just like, I'm just ready to not come back. And then we did, but again, that's another story for another day.
But yeah, I agree with you. I agree. The last thing on mine, and this is, again, I have a very extra list, but that's okay. I think, because I love candles. We love candles. Mm-hmm. But obviously you can't bring a flame to a hospital. Like, that's not going to fly. So the one thing that I didn't think of, but I will maybe, this is like a toss-up. We'll see how I'm feeling in the moment when I'm going to deliver the next time. But they do have really small diffusers. And I feel like...
You can't bring a diffuser.
Oh, well, never mind. You can't. I figured if it wasn't a flame, you can
bring essential, like a roller, but you can't.
You're right. You can't
bring a diffuser.
Because it's a gas. Well, never mind. Nope. But I think I will do that, though. Yeah. Something that's like another scent. Not hospital perfume, but just, different. The hospital didn't smell bad, but you need something that's like going to be either familiar or just make it feel a little bit more like relaxing. That's the theme of my life for the next the next delivery is like, how can I relax a little bit more?
Yeah.
Because it's a stressful, at least my experience was a little stressful. Like, it was very high stress, I would say, which I feel like led to like some issues with, breastfeeding and things like that. But that's a video that we'll be doing soon.
But you would say overall that no matter how traumatic or stressful your first experience was, even if it's a completely different delivery, you're definitely more prepared.
So much more confident going into it. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So hopefully this list of things that we had that you need or you don't need or it's nice to have, hopefully that makes you feel a little more comfortable going into your delivery as a first-time mom. We have a quote that should also make you feel a little more at peace.
Yes. It's a cute one. I like it.
This one, anything that has to deal with like kids always gets me. So this one I'm like, I
know, look, I might cry.
You will never have this day with your children again. Tomorrow they will be a little older than they were today. This day is a gift. Just breathe, notice, study their faces and little feet. Pay attention. Relish the charms of the present. Enjoy today. It will be over before you know it. Oh my God.
I thought we were gonna end on a positive note.
I want to cry.
Oh, time flies too fast. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. And yeah, we love you, and we will see you in the next video.
Like, comment. That's our cue. Like, comment, subscribe, share, tell your friends, and we will see you guys in the next video.
Bye.